All right, Joe Biden leaving his successor a world of disorder. That from the Wall Street Journal editorial page today. Joining us now, Louisiana Senator John Kennedy. Senator Kennedy, welcome back, sir. Pleasure to have you back on the show. I don't know if you read this Wall Street Journal editorial. It's a very good one. I sort of think of it generically as appeasement, but the list here, and you're familiar with this, Afghanistan, the problems in Iran, the problems of Iran, Saudi Arabia, the axis of evil, what we've done in the Ukraine. I mean, it's one thing after another. And here's the thing. In his speech to the UN today, sir, in his speech to the UN, Joe Biden said the world must end its era of war. Now, I don't know. It seems to me he has a lot of blame of that. What do you think?
In my opinion, Larry, in the context of national security for Americans, which is what I care about, and foreign policy, President Biden's Secret Service name should be Weenie, and Vice President Harris's Secret Service name should be Weenie Jr. She has said she's been in the room for all these major decisions. I will buy you a pony if you can name me one foreign policy victory they have had, measured any way you want to. Afghanistan, the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, their gift to Putin, when they told Putin, well, if you have just a minor excursion into Ukraine, it might be okay. Boy, that really helped. His position on Ukraine, regardless of what you think about Ukraine, President Biden and the Vice President Harris's position has been, well, we don't want you to lose, but we don't want you to win either. His position in the Middle East, he and she have allowed the Houthi rebels to shut down commercial shipping in the Red Sea. They have appeased Iran. We put sanctions on Iran's oil. Biden and Harris refused to enforce them. I could talk about their failure with respect to Venezuela, Cuba, Mexico. He and President Biden and the Vice President, every single budget they have submitted to us in Congress, they have asked us to cut defense.
Right.
And I'll be glad to talk about the reason I think this has happened, but their record in terms of protecting the American people, it just triggers my gag reflex.
I mean, one of the things that's so extraordinary, Trump left them with the Abraham Accords, a feeling of good feeling between the Gulf states and Israel for the first time in Lord knows how long, and Saudi Arabia probably ready to join. And one of the first things the Bidens do, sir, as you know very well, is they insult Saudi Arabia, they run off at the mouth about human rights, and that alienates the Saudis. And before you know it, that plus their lifting of the sanctions, which refinanced Iran and turned them into a well-to-do regional power. And now look what we have. Look what we have with Israel fighting two wars at the same time and Iran financing the people Israel are fighting. I mean, I just can't imagine. I don't even care, Democrat, Republican. It's just utter stupidity and damaging because it's such a powder keg.
Well, here's what I think the problem is, and you make good points as usual. Here's what I think the problem is. Look, I don't hate anyone, but Vice President Harris, President Biden, Secretary Blinken, National Security Advisor Sullivan, they're not wartime consigliaries. They're diplomats. They think if we just sit down and hug our enemies and give them a cup of hot cocoa, everything will be okay. We're in a prison riot here with our enemies, with these authoritarian figures. They want to quote Socrates. Weakness invites the wolves. These are hard men we're dealing with in China and Iran and Russia and Venezuela. And if you turn the other cheek too far with them, you'll just get it in the neck. And they're not scared of President Biden or Vice President Harris. Just look at, they're running wild throughout the world, in the Indo-Pacific and Eastern Europe and in the Middle East and South America and Sub-Saharan Africa. And the Biden-Harris administration just allows them to do it.
I love your phrase, these are hard men. I think that's exactly right, Senator. These are hard men. And this particular group in the Biden-Harris administration are not hard men. They're not tough men. The other point that Journal makes is that basically, whether he realizes it or not, Mr. Biden has empowered every authoritarian around the world. And they're all allied with each other, the so-called axis of evil, Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, and their various satellites. And they are not our friends, sir. They are our enemies. So once again, we learn appeasement never works.
Well, here's what's going on. I mean, I've seen the classified information. You don't have to be a Latin scholar to figure this out. The quarterback is President Xi in China. And he's working with Putin and the Ayatollah in Iran, and their goal is to have Russia dominate Central and Eastern Europe, have Iran dominate the Middle East, and have China be free to do what it wants in the Indo-Pacific and Sub-Saharan Africa and in South America. I don't want America to be the world's policeman, but I don't want Russia or China or the Ayatollah to be either. And with these are hard men, and they understand one thing, hitting them right between the eyes.
Last one, sir. You know, Mr. Trump left the world basically at peace. And he designed some very important changes. I mentioned the Abraham Accords, but he was tough with China. There's where, you know, sometimes tariffs are very good negotiating points without trade as well as with trade. I'm just saying, Biden inherited a world at peace. He is leaving a world of flames. And I just think it's incredible. And like you, I don't want to fight wars either. All right, I don't regard myself as a neocon, but I am an old Reagan guy. When I was a kid, worked for Reagan as assistant budget director, and I believe in peace through strength. Right now, I would say, Senator Kennedy, we have neither peace nor strength.
Our enemies are no longer afraid of America. That's just the bottom line. And there is no deterrence. And the best way to prevent a war is to be ready for war. And our enemies know we're not.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Senator Kennedy, thank you ever so much for coming back on the show.